Welcome to This Week in the NFL Week 18 edition. Get ready for the ultimate garbage for the third year in a row. Yeah, this is logic. I'm going to summarize every game that didn't matter in one sentence, just like last year. Baltimore completely destroyed the Browns, who really need a quarterback. The Patriots ended up fumbling the number 1 overall pick due to winning a meaningless game over Mitch throw pixie, which is very easy to do if you haven't known that yet. Therefore, giving the first overall pick to the Titans. Congratulations on being the worst team in the league, Tennessee. And if I'm being honest, just like the Saints, you need everything. So pick wisely. Marcus Mariota led a drive for the Commanders to beat the Cowboys. What a journeyman career he's had. Good news, Bears, you finally won by a field goal this year. Bad news, it actually hurts your draft position, but I assume you don't care anyway because all you care about is beating the Packers for the first time since 2018. Jeez. You guys are in sad shape, aren't you? I wonder how Jim Harbaugh will do in the playoffs, as the Chargers themselves are a pretty wild team to predict as far as the playoff teams go. We'll see how that goes, I guess. I'm very interested to see how Arizona does next season with a much better overall team, hopefully. And no comment about the 49ers, since they are so injured, this season is essentially a wash. You know what helps you get into the playoffs? Beating a Giant. You've already heard it. You don't need me to say it again. But seriously, Seahawks, beat the Giants. It's not even that hard. The Saints did it. Joe Flacco gets a win in his final regular season game of the year. If this is truly his last game, what a ride it's been. Malik Neighbors is really good. The Giants themselves are not. I'm curious to see what New York does over the offseason. Now on to the games that actually matter, as far as the NFL playoffs go. Atlanta needed a win and the Bucs lost to clinch the NFC South, but there is a massive problem. They're playing the scrappy Panthers. Bryce Young proves he can be something great once again and officially eliminates the Falcons from the playoffs. This will be a good NFC South matchup in the years to come, just not this year. And with that, Atlanta has been mercifully eliminated from the playoffs, despite Michael Penix Jr.'s promising look toward the future. Goodbye, Falcons. We won't miss you. This, by default, gives the Buccaneers the NFC South title for the 4th straight year. I'm actually kind of tired of them winning at this point, but the closest team that can catch up to them at this point is the Atlanta Falcons, so I don't mind them winning another title at their expense. Ding! The Bucs may have already clinched the NFC South title, but there's still one goal remaining for them. Mike Evans needs his precious 1,000-yard season, and he manages to get it by 4 yards, tying a record with Jerry Rice. I think the only reason this dude isn't respected more is because he plays in the NFC South, which is essentially literal garbage. Moving on from the rotting garbage of the NFC South, we go to the fight for the AFC's 7th seed, which essentially decides who gets blown out by the Bills in the wild card round. The Bengals are the first worthy challenger, and despite some major hiccups along the road, they find themselves at 9-8 again. Joe Burrow broke records like no other this season, and they still couldn't win more than 9 games. That defense and coaching is a massive issue. The next worthy challenger are the Miami Dolphins, but you could not tell it from this game. The Dolphins are clearly not meant to go to the playoffs, and it showed. The fact that they were even in this race to begin with is quite the miracle, but Aaron Rodgers has to win his potential last game with the Jets. History says he goes to the Vikings, but considering the quarterback situation there, That's probably not going to happen. Thankfully, that leads to Miami's elimination. Tyreek Hill also looks to get traded, and your GM and head coach are staying. Honestly, it might be time to punt next season away. The final worthy challenger are the Denver Broncos, who have to fight the Chiefs' backups. Remember that I said the Chiefs' backups. Yeah, this isn't even close. Denver pounds the practice squad as they finally get to the playoffs for the first time since 2016. Alright, let's cut to the chase here. Cincinnati, nice effort, but you're eliminated. I beg you, get a real defense and head coach and stop wasting Joe Burrow's career. He does not deserve the treatment he's getting in Cincy. And with that, Denver, for the first time since their third Super Bowl, goes to the postseason. They're going to get stomped by the Bills, but hey, they're probably just glad to be here anyway. You guys got a bright future. Ding! And with that, we have one final epic showdown for the NFC's number 1 seed. It wasn't even close. Detroit absolutely pounded the Vikings and showed them why their season was built on luck, not quality of team. I am very interested to see what Detroit does this year. In fact, I have them as my Super Bowl pick, even though the Chiefs are so obviously going to win this. Well, I guess you know what they say in baseball. Play on. Well, that'll do it. Expect more off-season content this time around, but don't expect more than probably 2 or 3 videos the entire off-season. My schedule this year for college is absolutely loaded. In any case, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell, and don't forget about John 3:16. And I'll see you next time. John chapter 3, verses 18 through 21. There is no judgment against anyone who believes in him, but anyone who does not believe in him has already been judged for not believing in God's one and only Son. And the judgment is based on this fact: God's light came into the world, but people love the darkness more than the light, for their actions were evil. All who do evil hate the light and refuse to go near it for fear their sins will be exposed. But those who do what is right come to the light so others can see that they are doing what God wants. Words from Jesus himself.